I had prepared something. I had prepared something a little more formal, but now that we are in family, I don't think that I have to use much of it. Anyway, this is really a dream come true for all of us. It is a dream come true, of course, for the family Haim, but also it is very important for the family Max and for the family Ninef, because we did a very active part of the life of LICCO and Berta Haim. To have an idea, I'm here in 1970. I escaped from Bulgaria as a political refugee, and who helped me? It was them. So they are very important people in my life. We always knew that Uncle LICCO and Aunt Berta were very special people. We just didn't know how much they were special. I have a difficulty to imagine somebody who is leaving his country forever with very little luggage, taking the films that probably filled in half of his luggage piece. It is remarkable, really. One has to be a visionary to give more importance to these documents rather than to very vital other necessities that they had shortly after the war, when everything was very scarce. Really, well, how did they foresee that this was so important? I don't know. Well, let me remember what I wanted to tell. Well, I'm very proud myself, because the fact that I decided to write a book, being inspired by my uncle's and aunt's life, actually jump-started a process. What we knew that we had to do, we kind of accelerated. And we looked behind the documents and the films and what is this and what can we do and where. And we were so lucky to meet Mark London, who really did an enormous job. And this is only possible because of his great effort. And this is why I think that this is how, after almost 70 years, I finally managed to meet a very rare phenomenon, a very likable lawyer. Thank you.
And now I would like to...
Just before she starts, I jumped one very important part of my talk, which is to explain to you why we left Bulgaria. And I think this is really worth hearing. My father went to Bulgaria when he was 18, 19 years old. He was born in Vienna, but his mother was Bulgarian. And in 1929, his father, who was really very well off, went broke like many thousands of other small businessmen. And a cousin or a relative of his wife, who was in Bulgaria, said, "Look, Max, I have something for you. I was paid part of a debt with a car company which is broke in Bulgaria. Go there and liquidate it for me and see what money you can make, and so you have something to do in the next few months or whatever." So my grandfather and my father went from Austria, Vienna to Sofia, and my father, 19-year-old mechanically minded person, told his father, "Father, we're not liquidating this. We are doing a business out of this." So he put all the cars on little supports, took the wheels off, and started selling the tires of the cars, which were very scarce at that moment. And then he discovered that if he imported the whole axis of the car with the tires assembled, it was much cheaper because of taxes than just importing new wheels. And so this company, which was broke in 1929, in 1932, Tree started to be a very profitable company, and my father started to be a well-off person. That's how he got into this hobby of filming, because very few people had a camera, movie camera at that time. It was something very rare, expensive, complicated. And then when the war came in, it was, I think, in 41 that the thing got serious in Bulgaria. The company was taken away from him by the Germans because he also sold opium. And a Jew having a business in a Nazi, so-called Nazi country, no, that wasn't acceptable. So he went to camp, he worked as a mechanic, and he lost the business. When the war was over in 45, what happened? They gave him the broke company back. So what did he do? He recovered his business again. And it was already running quite well when in 48 the communists came, and what did they do? They took his company away. At that moment he said, no, now I have enough, I'm leaving. And that's when we went over and away. And so I had forgotten this part, and I think it's very interesting to see how life forces you to do things. Sorry.
All of this, we know that Mark